Hello, beautiful family, and praise the Lord. I want to hope that you are doing very, very well wherever you are. This is Emily Ruth in your channel, The PIF. This is where we connect, learn, and inspire. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. If you're visiting for the first time, thank you so much for clicking, and kindly I request you to subscribe. If you are coming back, if you are a returnee, thank you so much for coming and checking out what is new in this channel. And for sure there's something new meant for you and for everyone. Thank you so much, guys, for the support that you have given me through the subscription, through the likes, comments, sharing this video, and others that I have done. Thank you indeed. I really appreciate. So if you are new, please be sure to check off my other videos. I have talked of so many things, and when you check them, you will surely be helped, you'll be encouraged, you'll be inspired as we continue to grow together in this channel. I'm grateful and thank you once again. Here is a video for you. And so, guys, today I want to talk about something that each one and every one of you needs in one way or another. It is about our own self. And so this is a talk just about self-esteem. This is one of the major areas that is really affecting each one and every one of us in one way or another. Remember, each one and every one of us needs self-esteem. And the one that we have, I don't know whether the one that you have is the correct self-esteem. And so stay tuned, because there is a lot that I'm going to talk about. This is part one of the talk of self-esteem. There is a lot lined up for you about this topic, because it is very long and we cannot compile everything in one video. So today I'm going to major on one of the segments. Just be sure to follow this video and ensure that you watch it to the end. And so we will begin first and foremost with the definition of self-esteem, so that all of us may be able to know what it is. You know, we might be talking about self-esteem and somebody outside there even doesn't know what self-esteem is. And so self-esteem is an overall opinion about oneself. It is how you assess yourself and give yourself some marks. For example, you can say that for me, I am good at this, but I'm poor in this and this and this. That is self-esteem. That is how you esteem yourself. And I don't know which part are you. Self-esteem can be a positive side of how you think about yourself, and at the same time it can be a negative side of how you think about yourself. So it is how you feel about your abilities, how you feel about your limitations, how you feel about your strength, how you feel about the failures that you have within you. That is simply what self-esteem means. And when you have a healthy self-esteem, you feel good about it, and you feel that you are comfortable with yourself. And whenever you do not have a healthy self-esteem, there is a way one feels about it. And so we will continue to talk and narrow them down, which is which. I will tackle the types of self-esteems that are there. And as I said that this topic is so lengthy, be sure to follow, because it affects all of us in one way or another. And so self-esteem can mean a specific attribute as well. When I say an attribute, is that kind of a character that you possess in you as a person. For example, you can say that I'm a good business person, internationally and both locally. And at the same time, you can say, for me, I'm a poor business person. I cannot even venture into business. That is still self-esteem. It is that kind of a feeling, the kind of a character that you possess just inside you. It is just within you. This has nothing to do with anybody. It is just about you as a person and as an individual. And so self-esteem has been divided to different levels. It has different types, and I will list the three that I have with me. And if you feel that you know any other type of self-esteem, please feel free to comment down below. We engage each other about this issue of self-esteem. And so number one type of self-esteem is inflated self-esteem. Number two, low self-esteem. And number three, high self-esteem. That is how I have divided them for me to handle one by one. And as I said, you can still add any other type that you feel that we need to know there down at the comment section. And so inflated self-esteem, low self-esteem, and high self-esteem. I know they can seem to be self-explanatory, but each one and every type of these esteems affects us in one way or another, and I am going to tackle them one by one, beginning with inflated high esteem. And what is this type of self-esteem? At what point can we say that someone has inflated high esteem? And in this video, to the end, I am going to talk about inflated self-esteem. And when I'm doing this, be sure to check yourself whether this is the kind of the self-esteem that you are having and how it is affecting you in both positive and negative way. And so inflated self-esteem is one of the self-esteems that gives us false expression about our abilities. This is one of the self-esteem that comes with pride. You may not know it until someone points it out, or until some of the characters I'm going to talk about you see within you, then you will understand that you have inflated self-esteem. This is an esteem that is affecting you in such a way that you feel that you are high above others. You feel that you are worth. But remember, these feelings are false. They are false expressions, and they affect us on how we present ourselves. That way of presenting yourself to people and to the world at large. You know, there is a way when you appear before people, maybe you appear with a lot of inflation. You feel that now you are worth, you feel that you are worth the respect of others and so forth. That is the kind of the self-esteem that I'm talking about. I don't know whether you are getting it well, but in simple terms, it is one of the self-esteems that comes with a lot of pride, and it is very, very hard to detect it. You can think that you are confident, only to find out that you are just proud. You are just having that self-esteem that comes as a result of pride in you. And so this one will give you a poor presentation of yourself before people and before the world. So that is inflated self-esteem. And so we want to see what causes inflated self-esteem. Remember, there has to be a cause of something. It cannot just come from nowhere. It has to come from somewhere. And so some of the few causes of self-esteem, number one is the social media. For example, for those people who are on the social media, even you, my dear viewer, I know you are watching this, you are on social media. You are in different platforms. Maybe you are on Facebook, you are on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, and name the rest. You are in this social media, and when you see the kind of posts that people post, you are affected such that you want to compare yourself with others. That is where now the inflated self-esteem comes from, where you see someone's life who has posted from social media, and you want to be maybe like that person or even more than that person. So social media has a great influence to our self-esteem, and that's why we ought to be very, very careful while we are perusing those pages of social media, one page from another, one social media to another. We have to be very, very careful on the kind of the content that we feed on in the social media. We ought to be careful not to be affected in a very, very negative way. And you know, sometimes you can see someone's life who has posted on social media, and you think that that is the best life, and yours is a very, very bad life. You begin to judge yourself, you begin to hate yourself, and you begin to desire that kind of life. But remember, you may not know the challenges at the background. You may not know the kind of the challenges that person is going through. So you are just copying something that you don't know where it all began. So it's good to be yourself, to maintain the right self-esteem. But if you begin copying things on the social media, then that is where you get it wrong. Another cause of inflated self-esteem is heredity or genetic. Research has confirmed that self-esteem can be inherited up to 40%. You can inherit your self-esteem from your generation that has passed or the generation that still exists. So it can be something that it was passed on from the generation in which you came from. And so it can be one of the causes. That's why it is good to identify yourself and know what you want, and begin to shape your life for your own good. So that is another cause of inflated self-esteem. And another cause is maybe the poor performance in school. You begin to judge yourself on how you perform in school. And so I don't know whether you saw this in your days. Maybe in school you'd see those people who are performing poorly. In one way or another, they feel, I cannot even continue. So they begin to build up and, walk with a lot of pride, simply because maybe they are performing in a poor manner. So another thing is maybe to the exposure of the trauma. Maybe you have been through a certain trauma. So you think by having that inflated self-esteem, it will help you to overcome the kind of trauma that you went through. Then another cause of having self-esteem is thinking patterns. The way you think, that tendency of thinking, the way you think, it can be a very, very high cause of inflated self-esteem. For example, you can think that you are very weak, or you can think that you are more able. So it can cause you to have that inflated self-esteem. And then I'm going to handle this part, maybe the symptoms. How can you detect, or what are these things that you can see in a person and know that this person has inflated self-esteem? And number one is arrogance. When you find somebody who is so arrogant, just know that this person has inflated self-esteem. Number two is desire to be recognized as a special person. They're just explanatory. That kind of desiring to be recognized as a special person, that is inflated self-esteem. Another one is declining of the corrections. Maybe you cannot be corrected. When you are corrected, you see as if you know it better. When you are corrected, you see as if you are offended. But in real sense, that is inflated self-esteem that you are carrying on with you. Another one is having a sense of entitlement, wanting big names, wanting to be referred using big names. And then another one is a tendency of exaggerating things. The way you carry on things, it is full of exaggeration. Another one is excess need for admiration. You just want to be admired, you just want to be at the center, you want to be the one who is being focused on, and so forth. Then the next one is chronic feelings of emptiness and boredom. Sometimes when you are just feeling that you are empty and bored, it is also one of the symptoms that can tell you that you have inflated self-esteem. And maybe the last one is looking down on others. You find that people with inflated self-esteem, they like so much looking down on others simply because they think that they are the best than others. So they tend to think that others do not matter. It is them that do matter most. And so allow me to end this video here, because as I said that this topic is very lengthy. This is just part 1. Maybe we can have part 2, part 3, part 4. I don't know, but keep tuned here for us to help each other. Remember, we will be focusing on how to boost your self-esteem if at all it is low, and how to correct the inflation of self-esteem, and how to moderate your self-esteem in general. Dear viewer, I don't know how high do you esteem yourself. I don't know how low do you esteem yourself. I don't know how inflated do you esteem yourself. Coming up in the next of the topics. Thank you so much for watching till to the end. Kindly subscribe. This is Emily Ruth. See you next in my video, and God bless you. Shalom.